I've always been fascinated by ventriloquists. Don't ask me why, but the ability to make my voice come out of a sock with googly eyes somehow always appealed to me. As a kid, I even sent away for a how-to guide. It said if I learned how to throw my voice, I could trick my friends into thinking a dog could talk or someone was trapped in a kitchen cupboard. But I quickly realized that in order for that to happen, I just needed to have really stupid friends. So I gave up the dream. But I always wondered, and maybe you have too, where did ventriloquism come from? In ancient Greece, it was performed by priests who claimed that the voices were messages from the divine. Ventriloquism is a Latin term that literally means belly speaking. But to be honest, if my belly speaks, it's not divine. It's usually one too many gas station hot dogs. In the Middle Ages, people thought ventriloquists were witches, but by the 1800s, it became entertainment, as people realized they loved it when a wooden dummy insulted them. Ventriloquism probably reached its zenith in 1940 when Edgar Bergen and his wisecracking dummy Charlie McCarthy had the #1 show on radio.
You got your hand up my bag? All right.
I mean, think about that. Ventriloquism on the radio. Which got me thinking, maybe now there's a place for ventriloquism in podcasting. So I considered digging up the old sock puppet with the googly eyes and giving it a go. But ultimately decided against it. #1, I was never good at it. And #2,
you'd have to split the paycheck.
Yeah. So with that, welcome to the podcast that answers some of the questions you've always wondered about.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for joining us. If snack food was a monarchy, there'd be plenty of snacks that would sit on the royal court. Cheese curls, wheat puffs, and those things that look like little bugles. I always forget their name.
You mean bugles?
Right, that's it. But the undeniable king of the land would be the potato chip. Which brings us to our question. Have you always wondered the origin of the potato chip? The time, 1853. The place, Moon's Lake House, a swanky restaurant in Saratoga Springs, New York, where the upper crust like to hang out. One picky customer is unhappy with the thick slices of soggy potatoes and keeps sending them back to the kitchen. Now here's where the story gets crunchy. Legend has it that the cantankerous customer in question was none other than Cornelius Vanderbilt. Yeah, that Vanderbilt, the Commodore, railroad tycoon, one of the wealthiest men in America. Now, historians can't agree that it actually was Vanderbilt, but somehow it just feels right. I mean, this is a guy who was so rich, he could probably afford to hire someone to chew food for him. So it's easy to imagine Vanderbilt saying something like,
"Do you have any idea who I am? I'm the 3rd richest man in America. I shall have a university named after me someday. I have my standards and will certainly not subject myself to these soggy potato wedges."
Well, the chef, George Crumb, real name by the way, was so infuriated, he basically said,
"So, you want thin and crispy potatoes, do you, Mr. Moneybags? Well, I'll show you."
So, in a fit of frustration, Crumb sliced the potatoes as thin as notebook paper, salted them up good, and fried them till they snapped like glass. And surprise! Vanderbilt, if it really was Vanderbilt, absolutely loved them. And so did everybody else. And the potato chip was born. Today, there are approximately 200 potato chip flavors. Everything from barbecue to sour cream and onion to Cool Ranch, which nobody really knows what it is, but everyone seems to love it anyway. So the next time you rip open a bag of chips, just remember you're munching on history and proof that necessity isn't always the mother of all invention. Sometimes it's the anger of a 19th century chef.
The Always Wondered podcast.
It's the most humble of writing tools. A stick of wood, some graphite, a pink eraser that gives up after 2 uses. Yep, it's the pencil. But have you always wondered why most pencils are yellow? I mean, who decided that the official color of doodling in the margins should be the same color as a school bus in the sun?
Excuse me, it's not yellow, it's canary.
Canary, my apologies. Well, sharpen your wits and grab a notebook because we are going deep, deeper than a number 2 pencil in the hands of a stressed-out SAT taker, into the surprisingly snobby history of pencils. Back in the late 1800s, the world's fanciest pencils were made from graphite imported from China. Chinese graphite had a reputation for being smooth, dark, and of the highest quality.
Kind of like the luxury chocolate of graphite?
Yeah, exactly. And to show off this prestigious connection, pencil manufacturers in America painted their pencils bright yellow. Because in China, yellow was associated with royalty, respect, and power. Basically the gold standard of pencil fashion.
Canary.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. And once one company did it, the trend spread. Much like the 19th century version of pumpkin spice. Soon everyone wanted a yellow pencil, because to be caught with a non-yellow pencil was pretty much like screaming,
"Cheap graphite! Avoid me!"
Today you'll see pencils in other colors, but those are rebels. A pencil that listens to vinyl and wears a beanie. But the MVP? That's still yellow. So whether you're doing a crossword puzzle, making out your grocery list, or filling in the bubbles on your lottery tickets, take a look at that reliable yellow number 2 in your hand and tell yourself you are writing with royalty.
How many times must I tell you it's canary?
Sorry.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Have you ever been stuck waiting? Waiting for your friend to pick a Netflix show to watch?
No, nope, seen it. No,
Waiting for your dog to find the perfect patch of grass to do their thing? Waiting in line behind someone who insists on paying with exact change in pennies?
1921, 1922, 1923.
Yep, you are waiting till the cows come home. So have you always wondered, where did the phrase "till the cows come home" originate? Well, spoiler alert, cows are not punctual. In fact, they're the slackers of the animal kingdom.
Whoa, dude. We'll get back to the barn eventually. But first, gnarly grass buffet, man.
Well, the phrase goes back to the 1500s. Farmers noticed that their cows wandered around all day, all summer even, before they finally moseyed back home. So waiting for them? You might as well set up camp.
I said I'd wait till the cows came home, but by the time they did, I'd grown a beard down to me knees and finished me PhD in cheese studies.
Put simply, cows come home when they want to come home. They're basically the teenagers of the barnyard.
I'll be home when I feel like it, so stop tracking my hoof prints.
Over time, the phrase became a way to say, this is gonna last forever.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my closing arguments are going to last till the cows come home.
So the next time you hear it, you'll know it's not just an old farm saying. It's a reminder that life just sometimes moves on cow time.
The Always Wondered podcast.
Well, that is going to wrap up this episode of Always Wondered. If you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe or follow. New episodes will magically appear in your inbox. It's kind of like a cheat code for curiosity, but instead of extra lives, you get extra fun facts. Also, check out some cool little videos on TikTok and YouTube, too. As always, we leave you with one to ponder. Have you always wondered? If you're from Germany, you're German. If you're from France, you're French. If you're from Sweden, you're Swedish. But if you're from the Netherlands, you're Dutch. Yeah, I don't get it either. Sounds like a topic for another day. So until next time, stay curious and keep wondering. I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for listening.
The Always Wondered podcast. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, leave a 5-star rating and a review. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you pod. Feel free to offer suggestions for future topics or simply reach out to alwayswonderedpodcast@gmail.com.